Hi students, welcome to the problem solving session on impulse response and transfer function. Let us see this problem. Obtain the impulse response and transfer function of the system given by the difference equation. This equation they have given. So what we have to find impulse response h of n and the transfer function h of z. Right, so directly it is very difficult to find impulse response. What we do normally is find first z transfer function. From that we have substitute, we get inverse z transform. From that we will get impulse response. H of z is transfer function, impulse response is h of n. So first I apply z transform to the difference equation, find h of z. We know h of z is equal to y of z divided by x of z. It is very easy to find. Let us see that. So apply z transform on both sides. Apply z transform on both sides. So you must know time shifting equation. That is very simple. So when we take a z transform of y of n, it will be y of z minus 1 by 4. Z transform of y of n minus 1 is time shifting. So it is simply z power minus 1 y of z minus 3 by 8. Z transform of y of n minus 2 is simply, it is z power minus 2 y of z. Similar right hand side minus x of z and plus 2 x of n minus 1 z transform is z inverse x of z. Right? So you simplify this, take y of z outside, common, here x of z common, so and find what you get is y of z divided by x of z. That is given by equal to h of z transfer function, which is equal to minus 1 plus 2z inverse divided by 1 minus 4 z inverse minus 3 by 8 z power minus 2. This is what our transfer function. Alright, so simple one. This we can find very easily. Right, you see this is a coefficient of minus 1. X of z comes down, no? So this will be remain as it is. So minus 1, right, plus 2 z inverse. This is always in numerator, right? The y coefficient will be in denominator. You see 1 minus 1 by 4 minus 3 by 2, here minus 1 by 4 z inverse, right? That's what simple. Okay, if you simplify also you will get the same thing, right? Directly you can write it. You write x coefficient in the numerator, y of z coefficient in the denominator. Now what I need is h of n. What I have to do? I have to apply inverse z transform for this equation. So what they ask is impulse response also they asked. Okay, so impulse response means what? X of n is equal to del of n, x of z will become 1. Yes. So what is impulse response? For impulse response, x of z is 1 because input is impulse. When input is impulse, what we get at the output is impulse response. So y of z is equal to h of z. Okay, so x of z is equal to 1. Now we go and find impulse response. So h of z. Understand why? What is impulse response? When input signal is del of n, what we get at the output is h of z. So when you substitute x of z, it will become 1. So automatically y of z is h of z. Simple. So directly we got the answer. So otherwise just take a impulse response or inverse z transform of this one. Both are correct. Anyway, I am going to do that only. So h of z is equal to what? Minus 1 plus 2 z inverse divided by 1 minus 1 by 4 z inverse minus 3 by 8 z power minus 2. For this I have to take inverse z transform, right? So I will simplify this, take z squared outside and all, doing all the things I get minus z squared plus 2z divided by z squared minus 1 by 4z minus 3 by 8. That will give minus z squared plus 2z divided by z squared minus 1 by 4z. Okay, this I will simplify this. Denominator I can write as z minus 0.75 and z plus 0.5. Okay, so this is what h of z, right? So whenever you find inverse Z transform, you try to bring one Z this side. So if you say this is equal to minus Z plus 2, right? So this Z I bring this side. Okay, so minus Z plus 2, minus of Z plus 2. Oh, sorry, it is minus Z square only. No, so I write as okay, minus Z square means I take minus Z outside, it is Z plus 2. This Z will come here, right? So minus of Z plus 2 divided by Z minus 0.75 into Z minus Z plus 0.5, right? So make it A by Z minus 0.75, take partial fraction, B by Z plus 0.5. If you find a partial fraction H of Z, right, so A will be equal to minus 2 and B will be equal to plus 1. Right, if you don't know how to do passive fraction, I have given some shortcut video to find the transfer function. So you see that and you can get the answer. Now you bring this Z this side because I need H of n only. So H of Z is equal to minus 2Z, Z minus 0.75 plus Z by Z plus 0.5. Okay, so this we can write as what you call this is minus this you take, so it will be H of Z. I want H of n. H of n means take inverse Z transform, so it is minus 2. Z by Z minus 0.75 is 0.75 power n u of n. Similarly, Z by Z plus 0.5 is minus 0.5 power n u of n. Why? Because what do you call it? The transform of a n u of n is Z by Z minus a. Here what is a? 0.75. Here what is a? Minus 0.5. That's what I have done here. Inverse Z transform of Z by Z minus a is a n u of n. So this is what our impulse response. Okay. So it's a simple one. I hope you understand this problem. If you have any doubt, please ask me in comment section. I will clarify all your doubts. Thank you.